Hello guys, welcome to my channel Psychology Point. Today we are talking about the psychology of people who secretly plan to disappear forever. So let's start. As you know, every year, hundreds of thousands of missing persons reports are filed globally. While investigations naturally prioritize criminal abductions, tragic accidents, and foul play, a significant subset of these cases involves none of those elements. We are looking specifically at voluntary disappearance. Identity is fragile. In an instant, the ties binding a person to their life can be deliberately severed. A modern individual's life operates at a dense systemic construct. You exist at the center of a highly interconnected node graph, tied to a corporate identity, familial obligations, state bureaucracy, and a permanent digital footprint. To intentionally vanish is to choose to be systematically deleted from the center, leaving the surrounding structure orphaned. Forensic protocols are currently transitioning in how they process these deliberate exits. Modern investigations increasingly move past the assumption that every missing adult is a presumed corpse. Investigative databases are transitioning their terminology from missing person data to unidentified person data, or UPD. This change reflects an acknowledgement within legal and clinical frameworks that adults possess an active right to remain unfindable. Historically, initial psychiatric triage and police protocols have approached an unexplained absence as either an acute psychotic break or a criminal tragedy. Longitudinal studies identify intentional disappearance as a predictable developmental trajectory born from specific biological and psychological precursors. In this framework, vanishing is viewed as a systemic exit option, a strategic withdrawal from a coercive environment. The neurobiology of the escape response. To understand why someone chooses this exit, we have to look beneath the sociological void and examine the microscopic biological mechanisms of the escape response. Deep within the brain lies the limbic system, featuring the amygdala, evolved to protect humans from physical threats. This chart visualizes its response to chronic modern stress. The nervous system cannot distinguish between an apex predator and financial ruin, activating the exact same ancient survival programming. Sustained exposure to this level of stress severely alters the brain's chemistry, rapidly depleting reserves of key neurotransmitters, most notably dopamine. This leads to a clinical state known as anhedonia. Anhedonia is the physiological inability to experience pleasure, reward, or satisfaction from any stimulus. At the cellular level, the brain's reward processing circuitry physically breaks down. Synaptic receptors are left failing to connect with the sparse, floating dopamine molecules. The cognitive result is total emotional flattening. Current achievements, financial wealth, and intimate relationships yield zero positive effect. This chemical dysregulation alters the internal weighting of risk and loss. With nothing generating a biological reward, the anhedonic brain assesses the total abandonment of identity, career, and family as a psychologically costless action. Psychological precursors and avoidance. This internal chemical failure dictates how the individual navigates interpersonal relationships under extreme pressure. The groundwork for disappearance is frequently laid in childhood, forming what clinicians call early maladaptive schemas. Individuals with avoidant attachment styles survive their early environments by hiding their authentic selves, viewing any emotional vulnerability as a direct threat. We can observe the neurological reality of this disconnect in real time. Electroencephalography studies measure interbrain synchrony. When avoidant individuals are asked to communicate negative emotions, these waveforms become asynchronous and chaotic. Without that synchrony, socially avoidant individuals cannot resolve interpersonal conflict through direct, emotionally demanding confrontation. Instead, they default to avoidance. They use silence and physical withdrawal to establish distance, which acts as a temporary mechanism to reduce their emotional distress. The extreme clinical endpoint of this avoidant behavior is a rare psychiatric condition known as dissociative fugue. Occurring in 0.2% of the population, a fugue state is characterized by sudden, purposeful travel away from home, coupled with total autobiographical amnesia regarding one's identity and past. The dramatic act of vanishing then is rarely an impulsive choice. The physical flight is merely the logistical manifestation of a profound psychological withdrawal. The Jihatsu phenomenon, evaporation at scale. Scaling up from the individual psyche, we can observe how specific societal structures actively facilitate and operationalize this urge to disappear. Japan's Jihatsu phenomenon provides a documented case study of intentional missingness operating at scale. Japanese society features intense coercive triggers. Quitting a company, accumulating corporate debt, or navigating a formal divorce carries a weight of public shame. Faced with this pressure, individuals typically resort to one of three culturally acknowledged outcomes: suicide, working to death, known as karoshi, or evaporation. Evaporation is heavily structured. It relies on an entire shadow industry of yanaja, or night movers, who specialize in rapid, untraceable relocations. Operating openly, these nocturnal services charge fees scaling upward of 300,000 yen, depending on the volume of cargo and the precise level of evasion required. This industry thrives because of Japan's strict privacy laws, which explicitly prohibit police from tracking digital footprints, ATM usage, or security footage unless there is clear evidence a crime has occurred. The destination for many evaporated individuals is a sanctuary within specific off-grid urban environments. In day labor districts like Sanya and Kamagasaki, largely controlled by the Yakuza, escapees can secure cash-in-hand employment and survive indefinitely without identification. Jihatsu illustrates that voluntary disappearance is a structured, market-driven exit strategy, functioning as a release valve for coercive environments. The paradox of disappearance, ambiguous loss. A successful exit for the individual leaves a void in the social network they abandoned. We return to the node graph. With the central self removed, the isolated family node is placed in suspended animation, frozen time. Here is the paradox. The evaporated person achieves neurobiological relief, but instantly inflicts severe psychopathology onto their survivors. Clinical therapist Pauline Boss defined this specific psychological trauma as ambiguous loss. The core torment of ambiguous loss is navigating a state of uncertain absence. The individual is physically gone, yet they remain intensely, exhaustingly present in the minds of those left behind. Families face immediate logistical paralysis. Without official proof of death, property management, bank accounts, and legal resolutions are indefinitely halted. Compounding the legal nightmare is a cultural deficit. The absence of recognized mourning rituals, like a funeral or a gravesite, robs the family of essential community support. This creates a condition known as disenfranchised grief. The family's pain goes unacknowledged by society, frequently resulting in chronic post-traumatic stress disorder and complicated mourning. Because grief absolutely requires finality to resolve, the natural mourning process is halted, frozen in a perpetual state of hope and despair. The individual has successfully vanished, but the psychological architecture of their disappearance remains, permanently frozen in the environment they left behind. Now tell me, have you ever fantasized about completely disappearing, leaving everything behind and starting over as someone new? Drop a comment below. What would make someone reach that psychological breaking point? And do you think society makes it too easy or too hard to truly walk away? Okay guys, take care and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.